Okay, so we're back here on another gold mining video because this is what is keeping people very interested at the present moment. And I have my screen going live here, so hopefully we'll be able to see everything. I'm going to zoom in a little bit and then move this over so that I could start off. I'm going to do this from left to right, and then we're going to start here, and I can bring in the extra display screen. I'm going to remove it for right now. And let's continue on down the line. I'm looking for our hit in a hit, so to say. I'm going to start down here, coming down the line. Nothing that I see right now of interest. But as I'm looking over here, this is a very interesting formation, but I just don't see it happening right here. There is a possibility, as I'm looking over here, that doesn't quite hit it. But here it is a weak or possibly something. The one thing that I've realized is that also when you have formations of quartz and other items, that also is going to come up here. If it's attached, if there's gold attached to it or not, that's another question. So moving along here, I want to continue up here with a little bit of mineral here, debris, nothing very significant. Over here, this is a very interesting thread. I saw this thread once upon a time in Guyana, and it was a very lucrative area, which was very highly embedded with iron and also at the same time gold in the iron. That's also a possibility. I don't know, but that would be one area of perhaps I could come up with a different here result. I don't know what the basis is. This could be an interesting signal here, something to take a look at. I would be most interested if this is mine to know what is in this particular area. Then I can use this information to help and assist with further customers. So that was the 39. I'm going to jump over to 1152.52, and let's go and look at this here. And go ahead and zoom in a little bit. And sometimes zooming in is also like zooming out. Sometimes you want to zoom out to see what is available, because zooming out can also help. As I'm moving here down the line, let's see, this is close, but I don't know if that's a whole bag of cigars. Maybe it's a half an enchilada, who knows? Let's go over here. This is an interesting string. This is an interesting string, as I just discovered through another user. These strings here are related to quartz, meaning there can be a quartz deposit available for these strings. They're becoming very unique. I want to continue on. I'm not sure. I'm going to put that here. From the other users that I have received the data from, that this is a deposit or a possible deposit with a quartz or other type of mineral that is sitting there. Moving on down the line here, absolutely nothing. Here is this very interesting string again. Wait a minute, I have that over here in 39, I believe, and I have it over here in 52. That's a quite interesting string here. It is repeating if these here are in the same here. So let me go ahead and look at some of the data here. East to west here, and high winds. That's a control scan. We're going to go over here and look into the signal here. Is this the same? East to west here, formation 10 feet, high winds. Okay, so this is a control scan, and as we're looking here from the data that was given, the control scan, this area here is holding true. Moving along to this area here, like I said, it's also over here. Let's go over here. This is a possible quartz formation. Moving on these two, I don't see the quartz formation here. Something weak in this side. But as I said, this was something here interesting. All right, let me move on to the next round here. Let's go to 26. 26 here. Let me zoom in on 26 and to get a view of 26. Okay, moving on down the line. 26, not catching anything here. That is nothing here. Scans are done very well. Always a pleasure. Let me go over here to 31 and look at 31. 31 and 26, are these related together? North of rock formation control, cancel, and going over here to 26 to see what we have here. 100 feet long, east-west rock formation, high wind. High winds, that's always a great thing to see, because high winds, what happens with high winds is that your antenna can shift really quickly, so you have to almost be somewhat fairly cautious on that, on the high winds department. Again, I have nothing really on this side. Let me go over here, and over here on the 31 to the 26. Let me go ahead and clean up here these two so I can look at these windows, and I'm going to arrange them stacked so I can go through here scan for scan as we're down the line. To move down and comparable. Here I have a little bit of a comparable. Okay, moving it down the line, coming to my other signals. And I'm basically looking for the comparables in between. So as I'm looking at the comparables, I'm trying to find where we are going to have similarities. Similarities, how far we were right here at the beginning again. So the similarities from, it looks to be a little bit off here, but here we have a similar view. This could also be caused by high winds. So in looking at these scans here, my analysis here is most likely I'm looking at some presence of quartz there or other type of mineral which is refracting, but I am not seeing a gold deposit within these scans. All right, thank you. That's it for this scan analysis, and we will definitely talk to you later. Keep sending in these scans. I could just build up my database and build up a larger here collection so that it'll help everybody. Thank you very much.